What's the difference between C and D for Unix/Mac OS X terminal? When I try to stop something, I use C and sometimes D in terminal. What's the difference between the two? Why some program doesn't respond to C, but D? Why the terminal.app just quits when I use D?
ctrl-C tells the terminal to send a SIGINT to the current foreground process, which by default translates into terminating the application. ctrl-D tells the terminal that it should register a EOF on standard input, which bash interprets as a desire to exit.
Control+D, "D", means end of file. It only works at the beginning of a line. I'm simplifying a little, and has no effect if the program isn't reading input from the terminal. In your experiment, D told the shell that you weren't going to type any more commands, so it exited, then the terminal exited because its subprogram had terminated. Control+C, "C", means interrupt, i.e., stop what you're doing. Technically, pressing C sends C and signal, which by default terminates an application, but which in many programs means go back to the top level. For example, in a shell, stop typing a command line and go back to a pristine prompt. If a program doesn't respond to C, you can try Control+/\. This sends a quit signal, which by default terminates an application, and which not so many programs intercept. Another key that sends a signal is Control+Z, "Z". It sends the TSTP signal, which pauses the program running in the foreground. TSTP is short for terminal stop. It's similar to stop, but TSTP can be ignored whereas stop cannot. From the shell, you can resume that program's execution with the FG command, resume in the foreground, or the BG command, resume in the background. All of these keys can be changed with the C command. Some programs, particularly full-screen programs that have key bindings, disable them.
Adding on to the two really good answers above, here's an example. If you type Python in the shell, it takes you into Python's prompt. Now, if you hit Control+C, it'll say keyboard interrupt and stay in the. If you enter into a for loop, for example by typing, for x in, text, column, it waits for you to type further by showing a prompt. If you hit Control+C now, it will exit from the for statement and return to the prompt. If you hit Control+D at any point, whether in, or, it will exit out of the Python prompt and return to the original shell. Similarly, if sent to another machine, a Control+C will terminate any existing commands. Control+D will do that and exit from the machine as well. Also, the delete key is same as doing a Control+D.
Some programs include signal handling using SIGAction as a way to not communicate with child processes. When you wish to not send signals during a certain process of an important program, choose to implement signal handling. This may answer your question to why you see some programs not terminating when sending a SIGINT, "C", signal. As part of the safety mechanism provided by the operating system, SIGKILL, "D", is special in the way that it will always end the program.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.